Loading snacks. What it do, Snackers, Snackettes, and Snackdettes? It's your boy Gage is here at Baltimore Comic-Con 2025.
BCC!
Look, Michael Bracco.
Hey, man.
Spaghetti Kiss. It's been a little while since we have spoken on film.
It has been, yeah.
So, I know there's new stuff.
Yes.
First of all, how are you?
I'm doing all right, man.
Okay.
This is my hometown show.
Sure.
I've done it every year since, I believe, 2007.
Wow.
When I had my very first book come out. And I don't know, it's like coming home to the show. Yeah, I see all sorts of old friends, colleagues, stuff like that.
How does it feel to say that? Like 2007, 2025. Seriously.
It feels like a really good explanation for the gray in my beard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. No, I think as a real young guy, I always wanted to make comics. I always wanted to be in this world.
Yeah.
And when you first get into it, it's amazing. But I feel like at this point, I'm like surviving, and I mean that in like a positive way.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I survived like almost 20 years of doing this, and I still love it, and I still like, despite how my feet hurt a lot more on the concrete now than it did in 07.
Yeah.
I love seeing old friends. I love like customers who come back. What's the new book? What's the new shirt? I mean, I don't know. There's a sense of community at these shows that I can't get enough of.
Can't beat anywhere else.
Yeah.
That's real. So, having mentioned it, let's talk about new books. We talked about the creators,
which I finished.
which is incredible.
Thank you.
How long were you working on that?
10 years. I started in April of 2012. 2 months before my daughter was born, and I finished it April of 2022, 2 months before she turned 10. She even has drawings in the second and third books of one of the characters, so you could see her age up.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that is, in and of itself, an incredible accomplishment.
thank you.
Now we've got something new.
Yes. Yeah.
How is that transition, going from something that you had your hand in for that long into something new?
It's a lot of fun. Creators was a extremely personal, heavy story. And that took me a long time. It was also the first book that I had done that was almost primarily somewhat realistic human characters. So there's a learning curve, and you can see, like, over 10 years how I like really learned how to draw people, but not that they're terrible in the first one, but by the end you can see this comfort level. And there's all these decisions I had made with this book that I was like, oh, with the next book I get to do A, B, and C. Some of the simplistic elements are like, I didn't want to hand letter ever again, but I don't like comic book lettering. So I went and I turned my handwriting into fonts and used that here. I wanted to do, it was really fun. I wanted to do a full color book, but I wanted to do something kind of innovative, and I really wanted to do something that was campy and took advantage of old visuals. One of my favorite movies of all time as far as old sci-fi goes is Barbarella.
Okay.
And as much as I love the movie, one of my favorite things about the movie is what outer space looks like. And they would do all sorts of weird, psychedelic, completely unrealistic things. And I really wanted to do that. So I had a lot of fun with watercolor and isopropyl rubbing alcohol to make these weird sci-fi skies. Which brings me to Planet of a Thousand Moons, which is the new book, new project. And I just put out this novella, graphic novella. And the premise of the book is it is about a spacefaring cyborg food truck chef who travels around the 864 moons of a dead planet, sharing her specialty, grilled cheese, at food truck rallies, art fairs, conventions, kind of mirroring what I do in this world, kind of like how Creators is about me as a teacher, this is about me as a convention vendor. And then at night she goes around exploring, trying to find endangered alien species and rescue them and bring them to an animal refuge, not because she cares at all about the creatures, but because she wants access to their milk so she can make weirder, more interesting, exotic grilled cheese sandwiches. Couple that with, like, I really wanted to dive into my favorite types of stories. So it's like a little bit Tank Girl, a little bit RoboCop, a little bit Judge Dredd, a little bit Blade Runner, A little bit Terminator 2. I always love how when we were growing up, they had all these crazy sci-fi movies that were super R-rated, but still they were carting around a kid.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of that in this, and a little bit of Iron Chef. And with that, you have Planet of a Thousand Moons.
That's pretty dope.
Thank you.
What is the long-term plan for Planet of a Thousand Moons? Is it a 10-year?
I don't know. So whenever I make a new book, I'm like, okay, I want to plot this out so I can have something complete and set it up where I could stop there or keep going.
Okay.
With Creators, I did that, and I wanted it to be the first 2 books, and then I was like, ooh, I know how I want to finish it. I made one more book, made it a trilogy, was really happy with how it ended, and called it quits.
Okay.
This one, I have an idea for the singular story. I want to make one book, but it sets up this really big world. So if I do that one book and it's successful and I'm still enjoying it, I might do a 100-page book just with one story in that world.
Okay.
Or like an anthology book with more stories in that world. But right now I have this one kind of little bit dark humor, super violent, like revenge plot that I really want to tell in this crazy world. That sadly, like everything we do now, is mirroring the real world a little bit too much. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, it looks dope. I love the premise.
Thank you.
I love the premise. I would ask you, if I felt like we should spend more time talking about it, I would ask you what made you come up with that. I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to ask you to tell me what these cards are.
Oh, yeah, here, give me one of each, if you don't mind.
No, I do not.
Okay. So this is Cute Animals on Fire and Cute Animals on Ice. Now, I'm also a part of a group called Super Art Fight. We've talked about it, which is a parody of professional wrestling, but instead of fighting with each other, we draw combatively on an 8-foot wide canvas, and it's announced like pro wrestling by improv comedians.
Yeah.
And one of these show, I guess, gameplay elements is that we have a Wheel of Death, which throws up topics that we improvisationally draw into the mix, trying to be funny, silly, whatever.
Right.
And one of the original topics was Cute Animals on Fire, because it's a thing that could be taken in hilarious and dark ways.
Sure.
Right. And we'd been asked to do a home game, and so we made this, and we named it after one of our very first topics.
Yeah.
And the game works similarly to like Apples to Apples or Cards Against Humanity, where it's just that community respond to a topic, but it's done through drawing. And it's done in a way where when I developed it, I was developing it with my middle school art students. And it was like, let's just see how people take things in different ways. And like, which one makes us laugh? Which one's the grossest? Which one's the funniest?
Yeah.
Which one's the weirdest? And watching kids talk about their work based on this thing I had done for a while was great. Yeah. And they were like, you know, they're middle school kids, so like, whatever, I guess we'll play. And by the end of the period, they're like laughing and like hiding drawings because obviously they're doing inappropriate things.
Right.
So we did Cute Animals on Fire in 2018, and it was a huge success. And we sold out of the first print run. And then we went to the second print run and like tripled the size of the print run. And that was in January of 2020.
Wow.
So so then that slowed things down a little bit. And then when we started doing more shows over the past year, this thing was selling like crazy. So we made Cute Animals on Ice, which is a refined version, new topics. We wanted it to be completely family friendly, which brings me to my favorite aspect of this game is you could play this with 5-year-olds and there's nothing inappropriate about it.
Right.
Or you could play it with adults and
everything's inappropriate about it? Like,
right. It depends on the group.
Yeah.
So everything is set up for you to create the content, but also like simple enough that you're not like hurting for ideas.
Yeah.
And so it's just a fun way to get people together, get people drawing and talking about stuff and just making each other laugh.
So then, all right, so look, do you sell those at places other than at conventions?
We are just starting to. I know that there's an awesome game store and bar in Baltimore called No Land Beyond, and we're talking with them about carrying this, and we're going to be. I think this is unofficial. I might get in trouble for saying this, but I think we're planning an opening party there in.
Oh, that would be dope. Okay.
Yeah. I believe in November, like right before Thanksgiving. But mostly we sell at the shows that we perform.
Yeah.
And I help develop. I developed the game, so I always bring it around with me, and I'm everywhere.
So then, if somebody is either interested in your personal work, and that's not just obviously. You have more, you do the whole screen printing thing.
I do, yeah.
So there is, a lot of times we do get caught up talking about the books and what you have. But again, obviously you have shirts and there are all kinds of other things going on. I love watching your process.
Thank you.
Screen printing things at home, which I think is really, really dope. And again, I ran into somebody yesterday who I saw wearing, I was like, is that a spaghetti kiss? And they were like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
I love that.
Which is, again, really, really dope to see. And I have a couple pieces myself, and every time I wear them, I get compliments on them.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. Like, I just love your style. It is very all you, and it's immediately when I see it, I know it's yours, right? Which I think is also really, really dope. But if people want to get their hands on any of what you have, and they're not somewhere like this, like obviously, if it's Cute Animals on Fire or on Ice, then it should be wherever Super Art Fight is or where you are currently.
Right. Yes.
But in
online.
terms of being able to get, or online.
Yeah.
Okay, then perfect. So how do people follow you and get any of this stuff if they're not here?
For me, it's Spaghetti Kiss, like Lady and the Tramp, but gross, right? My website is spaghetti-kiss.com, but I'm Spaghetti Kiss everywhere, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. I'm easy to find. And then Super Art Fight, it's the same thing, superartfight.com. You can buy the games. You can also look us up on YouTube to see examples of the show. It loses something in the digital space to see the show because it is very much a live show, a lot of energy, a lot of like it's like watching Hamilton live versus watching Hamilton on Disney Plus.
Not the same
I don't know if that's the best comparison, but it's the one that popped in.
The energy is different in the room for sure.
Yeah.
And if somebody just for those of you who are watching right now. There are usually two different versions of Super Art Fight. When we go, there's
Whatever do you mean?
There is a more family-friendly during the day version.
So there's the family-friendly version is the pomp and circumstance. It's characters. It's performance at its purest form. Everybody comes out. We have intros. It's like a wrestling show.
Yeah.
And then there's the after hours one, which is like MTV Unplugged. But with much less savory topics, things that we love to share with people and not with cameras. But there's something really cool about that because everybody photographs, everybody documents everything, everybody's proving where they've been. And so we always have this thing where it's like, hey, right now, this thing that you're a part of, you can't photograph because we have day jobs.
Yeah.
But because of that, this is just us.
Yep.
And there's something really neat about that. Yeah.
It's a very what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What happens at Super Art Fight After Dark stays at Super Art Fight After Dark.
Yeah.
Is really awesome. Listen, it's always great to see you.
You too, man.
Thank you so much for taking the time. For all of you who are watching, please make sure you go check this out. Follow Mike, Spaghetti Kiss. Make sure you check out Super Art Fight. Grab a game, have some fun. Record your games, post it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Us, you know what I mean? Let's see what's going on. We're going to go get some more work done. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
What it do, snackers and snackettes? Did you like what you just saw? Would you like to help us grow? Here's what you can do. Shoot over to patreon.com/loading snacks. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on your favorite platform of choice. Appreciate you.